Awful empty around here. Where'd everybody go?
Opening fire!
That's gotta hurt!
That queen ain't gonna go down easy. I can't wait. What's up? Outstanding. These ought to be enough. Let's get back to Monarch. There's an old base I used to call home. I can get us in the door, but password to the door is Charon. Hayes' idea. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, Nyoka. Charon. He said it was some old myth, something about death and all the things we killed. Rest of us just thought it sounded cool, so here we are. Fucking right we are.
Where are we headed today, Captain? The stars are the limit. I'll lock up behind you. Please, would you kindly inform the crew that long chats with Ada are not required. Every time the captain leaves the ship,
What's on your mind? Yeah, sure thing. Ask away.
Hey you, looking for something? Where do you think you're going? Hey, nice form. Good delivery too. You looking to join Captain Har- All right, go on through. Got my sights on you.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see? I thought you were dead. Or throwing yourself against the walls of some re-education center. That's been 5 years, Clyde. The best thing you can say is, hey there, Hullhead?
No, Felix. The best thing I can say to you is yet to come. Also, I'd like to have a word with your captain. So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
He's been watching out for us just as much as we've been watching out for him. Felix is family, mister.
Hear that, Clyde? I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day, he and I would change the colony.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix. But neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him. That you feel insulted is a testament to your affection for the boy. I'm not asking you to let him go. Not until he's ready. I understand that Felix is part of your crew, at least for now. If the thought of losing him troubles you, then understand that you're helping him solve a problem for an old friend. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me... Routed us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the Groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk...
We get rid of this traitor for you and I'm in? I mean, assuming I want in.
We're building a new world together, Felix. You'll want in. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me.
Clyde's got a crew of his own, huh? Good for him. Did you want to ask me something? I know. Clyde comes off rougher than Mantisaur hide. He's a good guy, though. Yeah, I'm still not over that. You'd think a grown man would know how to let go of his past. But I guess... Yeah, maybe you're right. Walking out on a kid when you're pretty much the only friend he's got? That's pretty damn low. Maybe we should go have a word with Trask. Get to the...
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
This is Halcyon News.
You mind trying to have a moment here? Pleased to make your acquaintance, Ms. Contempt for Boundaries. Could you do me a favor and get spaced? Well, excuse you. Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. That's Harlow's mark, no mistake. Guess he's not letting this one go. I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my...
We're not? Oh, right, yeah. We're non-violent sorts. Real diplomatic.
All right. Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. Not inclined to answer your questions. Not after the way you talk to me. Yeah, all right. Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order. Appreciate it. No offense meant. Just been a long day is all.
Rizzo's lemon slap. Slap your whole family tonight.
Welcome back. Do wipe the... We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain. I think I'll initiate an unscheduled rest cycle while you're out.
Huh?
Here they come! Everyone all right?
Gas is incoming!
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? Former wife. And if you so much as heard a hair on Rosanna's head... Yeah, okay. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead. Harlow wants my ring? Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. How do I know that I can... You've got good instincts then. You were right not to trust Harlow. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You can't be serious. I've known the guy for years.
Yeah, that's about how I reacted when I found out. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit murder. You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Another day at the cannery.
I heard you were able to bring the errant children back to the flock. I'm impressed. It's a handwritten journal of... Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
this all day. Whew. Who's next? Nobody? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Incoming! Nice one! Nice.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. Well, yes. But I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I... Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches. Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, you have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew. Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well. Fantastic.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about that.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the changes. I shall see you on the ship, Captain.
If you stop in the engine room... Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Could I have a word with you, Captain? Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your...
Somebody was trying to fix this. Looks like they ain't been here in a long while.
Heads up!
We can handle this. Wait, no! Everyone all right? Gosh, ain't that handsome.
So some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
What's the word? So it is. Thus ends Rufus Trask. I hope you never have to discover what it is like, Captain.
The Trask had some things to say about you. And
That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand? You're inclined to believe the...
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Here they come! This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end. The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an eight... Yeah, he did. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna get over that. I hope so. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be... I don't know what I believe anymore. Thanks for your time.
What was that? Something going on?
Heads up, boss!
Good job, Cap! Everyone all right?
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged. In a heated discussion in the kitchen. Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Captain, could I have a moment of your time? By Verity, what are we contemplating to... Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This... What about you? What's your story? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you? A commendable attitude.
How do you do? Huh. What? Indeed. An apprehension of this caliber would be tremendous for my career. The thing is, I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fence here on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn...
To give away something so important to you, it must have...
Oh, thank you. It's all... So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board. Oh, it...
Oh, gosh. That's quite a goof, sir. If you don't mind me saying.
I'm... Now. That's the long and short of it, yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm certain Gladys can be made... Well, can probably be made to see reason. I'll be waiting eagerly for your return. Now, is there any way in which I might assist you?
So that's how it is, huh? You just sell somebody out to the board without a second thought? Somehow, I always find my way... What were we talking about? I was what folks on the Groundbreaker...
Great law, is it hot in... Depend. See the lights. Taking a show or two at the... All right, I'll... Well, ain't that peachy? You enjoy that stamp, you understand? Anything else? I've got a lovely...
Yeah, boss? Whatever you say, boss. I'll see you...
How do you do? Oh my lord. Now then, I just have to apply the seal here. Those authorization forms will let you speak with Sophia when you arrive.
Where you been living, Captain? Under a rock? Miss Sophia's got to be the second most important person in the entire colony.
Yes, quite. Miss Akonda is just the person to take someone with your particular talents and sterling character under her wing. She can fill you in on all of the board's operations in the colony, really put your talents to use. Best of luck.
Byzantium. I guess that'll be pretty crowded. June Leia like a casserole, right? Everyone likes it. No, cakes. Cakes I like. Yeah? I mean...
Captain, Felix and the Vicar are arguing again.
You don't think that's a problem? Whole ship's running on a computer's fancy. That'll make you nervous, Preacher?
No, Felix.
Good to see you, boss.
Hey, Cap. Oh, that's just Frida. She's the first Rapt I ever killed. It had been when I was a kid, so something on the order of 20 years. My parents were very proud. Me too, to be honest. I'd have thought she'd have started rotting years ago. Counting my blessings. Her. And of course, she's a great conversationalist. Never argues, never judges.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
So, Harlow is rottener than week-old Borst. Big surprise. Since we're in Byzantium, there's something... I haven't actually talked to my folks in a while. Anyway, it's probably about time I paid them a visit. Given the dangerous life I lead, they've got to... Whoa, let's calm down. I'm not asking... I'm just suggesting we stop by. See, I'm originally from... Yeah. Reconnect and, Great. And when we get there, draw out your rough... If you've got an outfit you haven't washed in a while, maybe one with some blood stains, wear that one. Oh, and help yourself to the... That's the... Anything... What did I tell you? His down with the man shtick was just an act. No one who yammers that much means half of it. Obviously not, and better for Felix to know that now rather than become the next trap. Don't get all mushy on me now. Come on. People look out for their own interests. See, this is what I like about you. You're not working for the board out of some foolish sense of idealism. You're right. The point... Enough about anything else?
Not so fast. All right, you're clear. The adjutant's expecting you. Go on through.
Something on your mind?
I see you haven't been shot to pieces by the guard. Of course. You're that curious spacer Mr. Bedford mentioned. Madam Adjutant. Bedford's...
No thank you, Percival. I doubt this will take long. I've been reading all about you. This dossier from Emerald Vale was especially engrossing. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. You walked through Edgewater and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to a haven for dissidents. I'm actually a little impressed. Anyone with eyes can see that you're talented. But I happen to like women with a working spine. I just haven't decided if I'm willing to... I have a job for you. One of our cartographers needs to be retired. If you're afraid of bloodying your hands, Rachel Lockwood has to...
If we don't do it, someone else will.
You keep colorful associates, Captain. I expect you'll, at the very...
Is it me, or could each of these homes fit all of Edgewater inside? Cannery and all.
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history. After a deep and thorough examination of our
What's done in the box?
streams and predictive models, we are publishing our year.
I've always loved that sculpt.
You, with the hips. Over here. Let me take a closer look at you.
Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and... Ah, Celeste, you've done it again. I knew from the moment... I'm Celeste Jolicoeur. Darling, you and that brutish swagger of yours have been on my mind the moment you stepped into my studio. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core. Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face. What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the Also, Oh, you cad! You'll be the talk of Byzantium. I'll need you to model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spit. And when I say spacer gear, I mean You have the bearing and demeanor of... Fabulous! If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe...
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you. My word, such muscular shoulders.
I am no such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense, you're absolutely lovely. Chin up. Let me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Love? That's the ultimate...
I don't get why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub! Who woos for love anymore? All right, Captain. Darling, do I look... I read her measurements by eye. As you wish, darling.
I love Byzantium.
The best finder.
There's my parents' place. Smell that? Industrial...
Marilyn, is that you?
Laws! And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. There you go again, Captain. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. Right? Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlights.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best.
I mean, we had other business in Byzantium, so it's not like... But you can't just kick us out. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your She's right. Since when can you afford authentic Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must...
We thought you were dead. I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the
We only did what any grieving parents in our... We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather...
You what?
Of course. And we shall always harbor that...
And you'll report it to the insurance company?
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many...
That's the other problem.
We had to explain your...
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a... Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycur.
One of a kind, now.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story.
Damn right, Cap. Fine. Let's talk outside. We gotta talk. Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would play out differently. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug? Yeah, I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then, Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red, and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob. I'm not hurt. I'm outraged. Affronted, even. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain. I'm used to rough situations. Like when someone loads your pistol with blanks and strands you in a Marauder moonbase, or traps you in an airlock with an angry mantis worm. Uh-oh, it looks like we're in for a big talk. I always thought I knew that. Didn't realize it would take getting stabbed in the back to really get it. Good thing it happened with a couple top-rungers who can't stick worse than a butter knife in me. They've got no idea what a real double-cross looks like. Much less a Hephaestian triple-cross. Or an inverted Olympian blind cross. Wait a second. What if I could open a new account, designate that account. I'll make money without doing. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
You take real good care of your pistol, Dr. Fenhill.
I oughta. Kept me alive this long.
I mean, you treat it nice. Makes me happy to see, because I feel the same way about... You sure have seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill?
Ellie. And sure, but most of it looks the same from inside a ship.
Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Still, though, don't you find it thrilling? Being in space?
Look, it's just Ellie.
You know, the one traveling with the rather filthy water. I thought we had automats for that sort of thing.
Enough! You're standing right here. Is that supposed to be a model of the system? Not super accurate.
I once treated a lady who got her hand caught in...
Hey, you! Yeah, you! With the million-bit smile? How'd you like to make it worth 10? Kid, you got presence. Natural magnetism, know what I mean? Tell you what, you're gonna like it a whole lot more once we start talking bits. Listen, you got an age? Hey, don't worry about it. Listen, you got a real special quality, raw energy. I'm making a feature, Space Pirates of Moros Prime. It's gonna be a hit.
Not so fast.
Let's just see where this audition... So what do you say? Terrific! We're holding auditions at the studio. Head to Odeon Pictures and take the elevator.
I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
BNP, I can't believe it's not forced. It's unbelievable how good it is.
I'm afraid I can't come down.
Rizzo's purple berry crunch, sugar gel flakes, and purple berry flavored power nuggets. Now with
My cousin's in pictures. That business makes piracy look civil.
If you could just leave me back at the ship, I'm sure there's something I ought to be fixing now. Where are we headed?
Great! You made it! Listen, I know you're expecting a script, but you're the real deal. Just go in there and do what feels natural. Now go in there, find your mark.
Well, well. Here to stop us at last, Captain Steele? You're too late. All of this settlement CNP Hungry Time food pill with their patented stomachs. They are? What an unexpected twist.
Can I shoot someone? Wait, doesn't matter.
Do you remember the last time we faced each other? The Battle of Axajax, staring one another down across the void of space while flaming debris fell like rain around us. Hey, I didn't write. I had you, sir. I've been. Yes, it is. I have this whole port wired with sub-micro energon transistors. Oh, I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal... Line. To the break room, everyone. I need my Moab fizzy tea.
Cut! That was interesting, kid. Real novel take. Let's take 5.
Whatever he offers you, ask for more.
There's my star. Walk and talk with me. Hey, listen, I appreciate what you tried there. We've got to review your footage before we make a final decision, though. Look, sometimes you just gotta wait for your break, you know? Here, take this for making the trip down here. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Rizzo's Knock You Out Bar. A CCN 76 knock.
How many times have you seen? Nice thing about travel. With the captain, we meet all sorts of new people.
Sure. Best part is when they pay us.
We never really had new folks in Edgewater, except the captain. Kinda hard to make new friends when everyone's already decided they don't like you.
Could be a favor in disguise. A lot of people out here ain't that nice.
I can't wait to see those outfits.
If I do somehow drop dead in here...
What can I do for you? Here. As you wish, Doc. Byzantium has lost Us, it's élan vital. Everything about this. I'm not some common buttonmonger, darling. I'm an... You're very... I can't... What can I do? I can't... What... There are some things I simply cannot skimp on, darling. So, now stand back. Back! And there we are, my darling.
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet.
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. You know, there's a part... I know. For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message. Oh, this is real scary.
I can't. What can I... If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe...
I definitely won that round.
You always seem to, huh?
That's because I'm usually right.
Next time, I work the scorecard.
I swear, next time we put into Groundbreaker... Oh,
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Captain, I was hoping for a word.
all right. Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. All right. Deep breath. Here I go.
Status report. 13 jobs scheduled for area maintenance.
Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my own. What did he say?
Dead center.
Okay, Captain, she's gone. I feel like running laps around the cargo bay. So she got here, and the first thing she said was, "Oh," and then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread. She stood stock still and just said, "Oh." I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live... Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she... But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so... I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she'd... Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. We talked about it some. I told her I wasn't sure how it'd work, She said we'll take it as it comes. Fix things together. Share meals, talk. Maybe she could rub my shoulders when they're sore. It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met... I don't know nothing about the Vickers capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin.
are now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
So pretty.
Always imagine Fallbrook.
This looks like the place. You ready to get my money or what?
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster-related insurance. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind. Some people, but no one in this office, I assure you, might call it stupidity.
It's like they say, there's no cure for that.
So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off. I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated their daughter's clumsiness and capriciousness.
Hey, those are entirely made up.
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. It's become a very lucrative market. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal, and you'd theoretically... But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. I'm forbidden from accepting bribes. No. Very well. I'll need the name of the new
Ellie.
If you... The payouts will flow. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
Can we talk? You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it. Hey, you did the real work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. come on. I thought we were... If only you could have been my chief surgeon. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee. Could have fooled me with all your tough talk. You sure? Because my kind of friends will pick your pocket clean. You don't have to get all... Still, maybe you've got a point. So, you just keep the money. It's nothing personal. It's just the closest thing I've got to a code. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh?
jokes for pissing in the alleyways as bad as it stinks.
You seen Arthur today?
Whew, here we go. I haven't set foot in here since... well... Well, this is the spot. You know, I thought I'd be angry. I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs and everything would be all right in the end. But I ain't. I'm mostly just empty. A little sad, maybe. The first night Hayes and I spent in here, we knew it was home. It's safe. It's got a nice chill to it. But mostly, it doesn't stink of sulfur. Monarch folks often joke about it. Not because of the smell or the grittiness it leaves in your throat. Not because of the headaches or the coughing. It's because there's no escaping it. It's life here, and there ain't anything you can do about it. But here, somehow the sulfur never made it. The nights we spent in here felt like vacations. We hauled in steel, hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. Four of us for a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca, a sawbones out of the Cascadia survivors, who took a kindness to Hayes. And Clara, her little sister. I'll admit I wasn't keen on taking her on at first, but for a teenager... Believe me, I had my... She had a head for numbers. Helped us trade hides for food and materials. Negotiated contracts. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, and me. 6 folks, 1 name. 1 family. Charon. Despite Monarch trying to kill us day in and... Me too, Captain. But now let's get to shooting before I get all sentimental.
Here they come!
Get up!
Well, this is the spot. You know, but first... But he... And... Now...
Incoming!
You got it, Captain!
Covering you!
Down they go!
I wish these were more auspicious circumstances, but at least we're all here. This bringing them together, burying them. This is the kind of thing Hayes would have done. That makes it stupid. By all accounts, we should have left well enough alone, but that also makes it right. Captain, thank you. You mind if we rest a spell before we head out? I'd like to bury Opal and Clara proper. What? Why? Huh. That's... stalking, and we're still...
Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities?
Got it. Heads down.
You know, I'd been assuming this entire stay on your ship thing isn't a permanent arrangement. Part of my contract? That said, you ain't been eaten or shot to death yet. Says a lot about the stability of your future. And so how's about this? You keep letting me stay on that ship of yours, and I'll keep shooting at the things you point at. Outstanding. What's up? Oh,
Yeah, huh? Sure thing, Captain. I'll be...
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge?
Oh boy, look at you. What a mess. You never had no one to take care of you, huh? Don't fret. I'll be reminded.
Come see Sam? Oh, sweet of ya. Here, I was just leaving.
Hey, boss, I've been thinking. If we wanted the board's attention, we got options. Piracy, vandalism, maybe some light arson. We want to put some fear in the board, right? I want to believe you, but the adjutant didn't seem too scared of us. You just got an audience with Sophia Conde. That's the adjutant to the chairman? You sure we should be trusting her? Working for the board always costs more than it pays. No job's worth your principles. It was? No one's told me that before. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Think about it. I know we're freelancers and all, we take work where we can find it, but we gotta be vigilant, you know? This is how the board gets you. A job here, an errand there. Before you know it, you're calling him. Come on, boss. You know I'd never imagine you as some sort of authority figure. I appreciate your time. Let's get back to it.
You might want to consider changing your clothes more often. We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab. I'll lock up behind you.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work?
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find the target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commit... You. I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass. I don't know how you did it, but Hiram Blythe just sent me everything I needed. A typical elitist, hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive the hopes. So, good news. You're going to Byzantium and stealing those chemicals. Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board's agents. We'll have to resort to subterfuge. Carmen Imagawa, I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land in the gold. Remember? You can...
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship. The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Captain, I was hoping for a word.